Hey guys, Anish Majumdar here, career coach of the Fiercely Ambitious. Back at you today with a video on 3 pressure points you can apply right now to secure higher level job offers. Guys, I know there's been this narrative, especially over the last couple of years, that, don't even bother negotiating your salary. You know what I mean? They got it all locked down. They're going to pay you what's fair. They're going to pay you what's in range. That is complete BS. All right, take it from a professional who spends all day nerding out on this stuff. I look at the charts, I look at the comp rates, I look at the changes over time. I'm here to tell you it is massive, the difference. Like, it makes no sense if you actually pull it apart. All their talk about range and all of that, what it seems to boil down to are ways in which companies are trying to get the less committed to give up on their right once they receive an offer to get something that is commensurate with what they do. They're trying to get you to give up on that. They're trying to get you to buy into the idea that you don't have to. And I'm here to tell you, if you take nothing else away from this video, you must. Most companies are holding money in reserve post-offer for you to accept whatever there is as range. That's literally your money. That's money that you deserve and you're shortly gonna earn. So that's money for you, your family, your kids. So please look at what I'm about to tell you as not just good to have tips, look at it as necessary arsenal, because I don't see anyone out here, career coach or otherwise, who's actually giving you the information of what actually works. They're giving you BS. They're giving you crap, quite frankly. So let's go into 3 that actually make sense and 3 that actually will, knowing full well that the gap between negotiating effectively and not is massive, okay? The average right now is over $800,000 for the average professional. If you're in management or higher at the executive level, double, triple, quadruple that. It's almost limitless how much money you're leaving on the table right now. So do not shirk this, okay? The first one, the 3 lever points, okay? 3 differentiators in terms of why someone would get a high ball offer, why someone would get a low ball. The number one most important is how the relationship is built and how the problem is identified, right? If you are independently building a relationship, if you are building a specifically an executive relationship at the company, and you were able through that conversation to identify what is really going on here, get this person on board to channel in and say, hey, yeah, we got to solve this, you give yourself the most massive up that you can think of. Statistically speaking, over 90% of the time when an executive at a company does that, you're looking at an offer of some sort, right? But for all the others, you're giving yourself this massive advantage because you essentially identified the pain and you cared enough about it to build the relationship. That has insane effects. Now contrast this with finding a job on a job board, applying for it. So you did not identify the pain. They identified the pain. They put the posting up. You applied for it. They chose you. And now you talk to the lowest level person who might be able to make some kind of a decision about this, right? That's the gatekeeper, right? So that's the flip side. You didn't build the relationship. Your attempt to build the relationship was to send a freaking resume, which is nothing, right? And you didn't identify the problem. All you did was validate the problem that you identified. You're not someone who is in a position to really negotiate. You are going to get lowballed. Of course you are, right? And most people who come in through job postings do. They get the predominant share of lowball offers in every industry, right? So that's number one. How much time are you spending focusing on building the right relationships? And how much time are you spending in the conversations, not pitching and presenting yourself, but identifying pain? It's not rocket science, but you've got to have your priorities right. If you're spending most of your time on job boards, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Number 2, okay, is how much strategic impact is acknowledged and hardwired into the role. If you have ever asked yourself why so many job postings, even up to the executive level, seem to be 80 to 90% around what skills you do or don't have, let me just solve that for you right now. The reason why they're doing that is because if they get you thinking about skills, you're a commodity. If they get you attached to strategic outcomes, you're one of one. So they're gonna do everything possible to move the conversation away from solving the big strategic problems and into the zone of what you do or you don't have. Well, we need 5 years, you only have 3. Well, we need you to lead 300 people, you've only led 30. Whatever that is, that's why. They're trying to keep the focus on you. They're trying to keep you defensive. They're trying to keep you divorced from your power. Now, if you are moving the conversation into a place where we cannot talk ever about skills and the what unless we know why, unless we have agreement that the end result of all of these technology improvements is a faster, more agile company that can compete. And that's what I'm taking responsibility for. That the end result of my marketing, my business development is a company that has a competitive edge unlike anyone else, right? And one that is sustainable in the long term, right? I have to be fighting for that. All of the conversations have to get buy-in on that first before I'm willing to talk about skills. As you increase in your confidence, you can flat out refuse to talk about skills or certainly offers or anything like that until we have identified that high level pain and gotten buy-in that is in fact what we are solving. But right now, I want you to think about minimizing the amount of time in your brand, in your speech, in your interviews that you are talking about skills. The longer you talk about what you can do, the more you're undercutting yourself, the more you are sabotaging yourself. Okay? So that's number one is the most important lever point for a higher offer is how the relationship was built, how the problem was identified. Number two, how much strategic impact is acknowledged and hardwired into the role. If every discussion I've had has had that strategic piece, it's going to be easier to see that in the offer. Nowadays, I could look at a job offer and based on how little or how much strategic impact there is, I don't even need to look at the numbers to know, oh, this is going to be a screw job. Quite frankly, that's what it has to be. That's why we have to talk about it at every stage if we can. That's why we have to fight for it, because it has to be in that offer. It has got to be represented in that offer. Otherwise, there is no way this job is going to work out long-term for you. No way. You're still an execution specialist, nothing more. That means you're still a commodity. That means it will not work out well. That's why it's important, okay? Finally, your behavior, okay? As crazy as it sounds, you can strategize as much as you want. You can get all the training that you want. If you go in there and you are jelly, you are insecure, you are doubtful, you don't know, you are communicating, maybe this will work, maybe this is not, it's never gonna work out. Because no one wants that. What we want right now is certainty. Certainty that you will put yourself, your reputation on the line to make the highest possible change happen. Are you willing to do that? Because if not, you do not deserve to create your own opportunities and get free of the job seeker trap that eats up 4+ years for most people, by the way, at a minimum, right? But if you are, look at your behavior, record yourself, study your body language. Talk to your wife, talk to your husband, talk to your loved ones, your confidants. Run through the things that you are passionate about. Run through some of the major stories in your life, through your professional life, stories of you as a leader, stories of you pulling off massive wins, stories of you espousing an embodiment of change that is both short-term value and massive long-term value. Acknowledge both of those. Practice it. Get good at this, at communicating and making eye contact. When I'm recording something, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the camera lens because I want there to be the sense of eye contact. This is intentional, this is strategic. You need to get clear. Am I actually communicating effectively? Is my behavior that of someone who already has 5, 6, 7 offers in front of him or her? Or is it something else that needs to be changed, right? Fake it till you make it is a great maxim to have if you are struggling with this, right? Bring it into play right now, all right? Guys, if you want to go deeper into this, in this world, in this way, which has been radical and has been now responsible for well over 200 million in closed offers, the vast majority of which never came from a job posting because they did not exist there. If you are interested in that end-to-end, you need to go to HELLOANISH.com right now, where I've put together advanced training, videos, content that will really help you get there. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Keep the questions coming. And above all, take action towards fulfilling your dream. Talk soon.